Hello, and welcome to the Plain English Finance Podcast. I'm Sierra, the co host, I guess, of the Plain English Finance Podcast. And I'm just a girl. I'm Trey's wife. I have no fancy letters after my name. To find out more about me, just keep listening to the podcast and slowly I'll learn more about me. Let's get into the episode.
Perfect.
Good
If you want to
intro.
know more about me, you can listen to episodes 1 and 2.
I can't say that either, can I?
No, you can't say that, but I can say that.
Yeah. Okay, so this episode we're gonna mix things up a little bit. We had talked about this topic a few times in the past, and what triggered me to be like, okay, we're doing this is we were walking through Walmart checkout, and there's a huge marketing sign, a banner kind of thing, set up right in front of the checkout, introducing Klarna. Trey, what is Klarna?
Well, no, you can't do that to me.
Why not?
You tell me what it is.
So Klarna is a buy now, pay later program. So referenced as BNPL. That's the acronym for it. So basically, I'm sure people have seen it because I'm reading some of these statistics and I'm like, yikes. Online shopping is one that I've definitely seen it on websites where you're checking out of something and you see the total amount in your checkout cart or whatever, and it gives you the option to make 4 easy interest-free installment payments instead of paying the full amount. Well, that sounds great, right? Like, why not do it that way?
Nothing can go wrong there.
So this actually reminds me, I remember like as a kid, there was like people like commercials or radio ads would always say buy now, pay later. Like this is not a new concept per se. It was more so on
No.
big purchases, right? Like if you're like thinking back to those ads, it was like furniture places was a big one I remember. You could buy a couch, but you could have 0% financing for a year and slowly pay it off instead of paying like whatever the couch was, 5, 10 grand, whatever. Which again, that sounds great. What is happening with this though is apparently people are using this buy now pay later program on, well, everything. So Walmart has this. So imagine financing groceries.
Yeah.
You're financing. I saw people talking about financing their coffee, like Starbucks. So instead of paying $5 for your coffee, you're paying 4 easy installments of whatever, like to pay off your coffee. This is obviously going to get messy, right? Like
It's already gotten messy.
oh, for sure. And okay, so let's talk about some of these stats here. So Klarna is a short-term, usually interest-free installment loan. We've talked about that. It's offered at checkout. Missed payments can trigger late fees, and according to Klarna, the fee can be up to $7 per missed installment. So, again, for somebody who's great with money and super on top of things, this might not be an issue for you, but you're also probably not going to use Klarna because it's complicated, right?
I'd also like to say I'm not entirely sure. Like I didn't research this episode, but I think the way that it works though is that fee. So there's been a few other companies in the UK that did something similar that got in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And I think the way the fee works, so they charge a fee. They also charge an annual, like an APR, just like a credit card can do. But the fee is for every missed installment. So imagine so imagine you go you spend a day, right? And you buy water and you put it on Klarna. You then go buy Starbucks and you put it on Klarna. You then go buy lunch, put it on Klarna. Okay, there's now 3 different payments that need to be made. If you miss all those payments,
because that's going to be the day. So if the time period of paying,
well, let's say you miss all those payments.
yeah,
That's now $21 in fees for those 3 different
yeah,
items.
yeah, yeah,
Can you see how like
I
how
know.
quickly that could get out of hand.
Yeah.
If that's the way that they're calculating the payments.
Well, that's what like
So it seems like it.
yeah, this is quoted right from the website. It says Klarna lists up to $7 per missed installment. This is in the US as well, I should say. So who do you think is using this? I don't even, should we call it a tool?
It'd be lower income young people.
Yep, absolutely. So it says the uptake skews younger Gen Z and millennials and more financially constrained consumers. So like other predatory things that I'm thinking of, like the payday loans and things like that. People who are
That's literally, it's a fancy payday loan.
that's what it seems to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the US, it's also quoted here from the sources are files, consumerfinance.gov, and Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and the Federal Reserve. It says usage is disproportionately higher among women and among Black and Hispanic consumers. This is in the US. And their motivations, as listed on those sites, are cash flow smoothing, limited credit, fee/interest avoidance. And again, it's because of how they've marketed it. It's like if you make those payments on time, then yeah, it is interest and fee free, right? That's how they market it on their website. I've seen it.
Same with the credit card. Credit card, you don't pay any interest. It's also interest free if you use it properly.
Yep, absolutely. But again, it's the difference is you're using a credit card. Now it's the balance, and if you don't pay that whole credit card off in the time frame, you're paying the interest on that balance versus you're paying up to $7 per installment. So
yeah, it sounds bad. Like
it sounds
more
crazy.
I'm on their website, and I mean, it looks like the website looks great, by the way.
Better. They probably have a lot of money to spend on it.
But you get the options of 4 interest-free payments in full or just like regular over time. It just seems like another way to get. Do you have data on like how much like the costs that people are?
I do have some
stuff,
stats here that I wanted to share. So these ones are also from files.consumerfinance.gov. So this is again this stat is US evidence. 21% of consumers with a credit record used buy now pay later at least once in 2022. Many hold multiple loans at the same time. BNPL users show much higher credit card utilization, so between 60 and 66% versus 34% for non-users. So again, you can see a pattern of credit users obviously finding this, again, I don't know what to call it, program, this business appealing. For Canada stats, we have BNPL market projected was US 7.5 billion in 2025 and growing 12% year over year. Payments Canada also tracks rising alternative payments usage. And that's a quote from payments.ca. So I don't know. It just, the more I read about this, the more I learn about it. And I've seen people online taking videos of themselves basically saying like they don't care.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like they're like,
TikTok.
oh, that's a future me problem. Like all these, and I'm just thinking like, how is this all going to play out? Like if
crash and burn.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like for each individual or for like the economy itself. Because didn't we talk about people paying for things that they don't actually have the money for, and how that, like when it comes to the masses doing that, like that doesn't make sense.
It gets very dangerous. Yeah. I think people, because I've seen those TikToks and stuff, and I also, on the next day, you see the same people talking about themselves being sued, right? They're like, oh, they actually like are suing me for it because they sold their debt to a debt collector. It's like, this is real debt and it's so easy to put yourself in such a bad situation so quickly. With these payday, it's a payday loan with these payday loans, and it's kind of just wrapped in a pretty wrapper, and it's bad. It teaches. I mean, it just feeds into the world's
Like consumerism mentality.
need it now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the need it now mentality and the I deserve it, like entitlement kind of, which, yeah, we've talked about that
See, these people
before.
will just get more and more behind.
It's just a bad, like, and the thing about these ones, like these payday loan sort of things that bother me is that they target vulnerable people. And as someone with a marketing background, like looking at this, and I know that's what they're doing and the statistics show it, like we've talked about. Like these are people who are using more credit, who are from low income households and things like that. Like it's predatory and it feels like morally wrong, I guess. Another stat I have here is multiple studies find buy now pay later increases purchase likelihood and basket size. So 6 to 10% average lift. It's strongest among younger / low income shoppers and on lower ticket items. So again, I'm finding like the buy now pay later thing back when I was young. I feel like I'm not that old, but
Old, yeah.
yeah. But I just remember hearing like radio ads and TV commercials of, yeah, buy now, pay later, like the 0% financing on things. Like it's still something people do at like car dealerships or furniture stores, whatever. Like for these big ticket items, that makes more sense to me than.
I still think, but
yes, I know it makes
more
more sense to me that someone might do that versus it just feels like such a trap to be doing online shopping and to be like, oh, this item now only costs me $4 instead of $16 because it's split into, that took me a minute to figure out, into these 4 installments. You know, like that sounds great, but it's not. Like the cost is the cost, and deferring it and then making yourself like have this messy like amount of loans, because if they're all individual loans that you're getting charged for, that just seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And unfortunately anybody that can't handle money properly is, you know, there's always reasons and there's always excuses really, but it's when you have it does seem very predatory when you do have companies that make it so easy. And again, it's a great business model. I mean, I talk about payday loans as like if I had no moral compass at all, the business model to get into for sure. Print money, like your legal loan shark, basically.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's as bad as that. I would just say it is very scary how accessible it is. And how many people are getting into trouble with it. And just like any type of debt, you're borrowing from your future self.
Yep.
So I know people, they will say to themselves, or they'll say, you know, everybody deserves a second chance. Well, there gets to a point when you don't have any second chances left. And the consequences are just really bad because you've pushed the can down the road. And that's what happens with these type of products, even credit cards, because you're borrowing from your future self. So you're basically saying, hey, future self, that can't afford today, clearly, because you're having to use these type of facilities. Yep. And you're saying, hey, future self, I want you to pay for today and for your current day in the future.
Yeah.
Well, guess what often happens?
You just stay behind.
You go further and further behind until a breaking point. And maybe you do manage to somehow tread water throughout years and years and years of your life, but you'll get to 45, 50 years old and realize that because you spent the last 30 years paying for last week, paying for last month, paying for 5 years ago, you haven't been able to build anything for future.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh shoot, now I have to try to build something for the future. Well, now I have to catch up.
And we've talked about this before in past episodes.
It's so hard. I honestly don't know how
you can't make up for that lost time.
I mean, pay, you can't make it. No, I mean like pay up to date to get yourself up to date and then build for the future. Like I talk about like personal finances on like a scale of like -10 to +10. being out of debt and not having any debt is a zero,
Yeah.
right? Like
Neutral.
you're neutral. So for you to be negative net worth, basically catch all the way back up and then make it forwards to bring yourself into a positive, and then positive enough to have a good quality retirement, it's next to impossible to do. I see tons and tons of people failing to do that.
Yep.
And then you compare that with, oh, starting early in your 20s, building more and more income, more and more income, more and more income, and letting that snowball. It's like they both snowball.
Yeah.
They both snowball. It's just whether you want to look back and look how much interest you've paid towards the bank and towards companies like Klarna and credit cards and think, oh, wow, if I had invested that interest instead, I would very literally have $500,000 sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could have went on all these vacations. I wouldn't have had to pay any interest in the first. Like, it's just, you can live a very good life. You can do a lot of things if you get the snowball rolling on building other income sources. If I earn $50,000 and I have $300,000 in the bank, earning me another $50,000, I have $100,000 income.
Mm-hmm.
That's $100,000 that a lot of other people don't ever get to or get to have, especially not if me and my peers are earning $50,000.
Yeah.
But that same 50,000 person earning $50,000, if they having to pay interest and that $50,000 has to cover their cost of living and $5,000 of interest a year, $10,000 of interest a year, how do you catch up?
Yeah.
How do you come back to zero? Like, it's just
And this is the problem. And
so
this,
sad.
I did want to ask you a couple questions, like for your thoughts on it, because you're a professional and you're in the industry and you meet people of various different backgrounds. I mean, obviously, because you work in
It's skewed
planning,
for sure.
you don't necessarily work with people on these behavioral issues, but to an extent you do, because just because they're not maybe
I've worked
dire
with
straits.
I've worked with some people that have high income and still have these type of behaviors.
Yeah.
Having a high income gives you more grace, though.
Yes.
You know, like the amount of debt that somebody with a high income can get to is a lot higher than somebody with a low income. You know, somebody earning $300,000 a year has a much different type of lifestyle to uphold. And getting $20,000 into debt isn't that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody on a $50,000 income getting into $20,000 debt, it's a massive deal.
Yeah.
So it's different, but yeah, I still see it.
So do you think, like, I guess reading the stats, why do you think people spend more why do you think people spend more in their carts when they're using Klarna? It's like you're going in to buy something and you're like, okay, I'm getting makeup.
I think that stat will be very similar to credit card, like more than what? Was there they spend more than, because for instance there's a big study that they looked at just credit card use in general. So difference between somebody paying cash for something and having to pull out $100 from their wallet and physically hand that over.
Yeah.
People spend less.
Yeah.
So
I have heard of that as well.
It's a positive thing, even with all the fees and things like that credit cards cost a company, but they should invest in having credit cards or being able to accept credit card payments even at the market, right?
Yeah.
Because cash is less spent. Like people will spend less cash, and nowadays people don't even carry cash. Yeah. But people will spend more when it's just a tap. You don't have to. There's no emotional tie to the money. So I imagine that stat is probably along those lines, where I don't think people would spend more on Klarna than a regular credit card. I think people will spend, the people that are getting in trouble with this type of thing, I think they will spend everything they can anyway.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a credit card or through Klarna.
I guess this stat that I was quoting from, this is from, I guess there's a few different references here. So Science Direct, eprints.whiterose.ac.uk. So might be part of the UK study or businesses that you were talking about earlier. But it says multiple studies find buy now, pay later increases purchase likelihood and basket size. So it's just interesting to me that it's like, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, oh, I might as well add, like, I was only going in to buy, I used makeup
So
briefly.
you think people would do that because
They're
of the way they're paying?
I don't know, like, if
I don't think they do. I think they
because it is at the end of the shopping experience that you're like, oh, right, you're in your cart, like at the checkout, and you're like, you could click on Klarna and use this. It's like, how, I guess my question is, how do they know that I guess they have tracking though. If it's all online, they could see people go back into the shopping and
well,
add
I think
things to
it's
their cart.
but yeah, maybe. I don't know if
It's like
that's
depending
the
on the journey, like how much they track. Like let's say they have the ability to track that you've gone through the whole process, you're at checkout, and then you click that.
do people do that?
I
That
don't
would
know.
be terrifying.
It doesn't specify in here, and obviously, like, I'm maybe reading into it a little bit and just.
I mean, if that is the case, that's way worse. I mean, then you're getting into. I mean, we're already living a very overconsumption.
Yeah.
But that'd be very scary.
Yeah. I think that people. Yeah. To me, this, like, the reason I wanted to talk about this so bad is this stuff is so tied to behavior to me. Like, and it's just interesting how you can kind of start to see the patterns forming in these things. And again, like for these things, like let me just read this next part. So it, like, Klarna in 2025 is expanding for the fourth consecutive profitable quarter in Q1 25, ongoing retail / in-store expansions in Canada. So Apple Pay, Walmart, Aritzia. Again, just hearing Aritzia, like, I feel like I know the people they're targeting.
The thing
I
about
don't know how to say it.
Thing about
Like,
stuff like Aritzia. Aritzia is for the people that want to be rich.
yes, they don't not even want to be rich. They want to look rich.
Yeah.
And again, it's that mentality of like, I want this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't want to wait. And I'm not saying, like, I don't want to say it's entirely their fault, because again, having the marketing background, I'm looking at these companies and being
it's
like,
targeted for them, for sure.
It's targeted, and it's to take advantage of knowing that they have these thoughts, and it's almost like you have to fight the pull of want, because of course everybody would love to be like, have nice things, and like, people like what they like,
of
whatever.
course, but here's the thing: my wealthiest clients walk in with Costco jeans.
Yep. 100%.
Right, and they come see me in Costco jeans. So like, I think
it's a mindset thing.
It is, and I think that's where it's an unfair advantage for me, because it's like I see true wealth, and I see how they act and what they're like and where they spend their money, and I can very quickly point out somebody that is fake.
Yeah,
faking and it. So when I see somebody rocking around in, even millennials, even like young ones, and they have all the brand names and stuff like that, it's just like, I can guarantee you that because the only reason you're wearing that stuff is because you feel like you have something to prove. I'm telling you, real money, you ain't got nothing to prove.
I feel like I've also seen
like, they don't care what you think. They buy what they want to buy, and they will be nice. It'll be good quality stuff, but it's not going to be.
It's for the sole reason of like quality, or they like it, or whatever.
That's how people with money act.
Yeah,
because they can afford to buy it, and it might be very expensive what they're wearing, but you're not going to know it, right? Like, unless you really know blazer companies and know this one specifically, like, you're not going to know.
Or even like, maybe it's completely tailored and unmarked by.
Yeah, so yeah. I guess like, the clothes will fit. It would be nice.
A French tailor in France, they got it done.
Yeah,
on their 6-month.
I
don't know. We're going kind of off topic here too. I guess I just wanted to talk about this and like find out some more stats, get your opinion on these things, because like I'm seeing it kind of cascade and get more and more popular, and I'm seeing it like come up on social media and stuff that, young people are utilizing this and maybe don't understand the consequences, or um maybe aren't caring about the consequences, because
Yeah, I think
again,
that's what it is. I think a lot of people that's social media. You know what I think about that? Like
yeah,
that's the whole
like comparison mindset and all
yeah
that stuff,
is
like
and people the issue is people will look at their friends and stuff like that doing it and be like, well, if they can do it, then I can do it, and it's like
mhm.
you
Just focus
just
on yourself.
yeah,
Like,
it's
look
like
at your numbers.
you can afford what you can afford, you
Yeah.
know. And I catch people doing it all the time where they'll go spend money that they don't have yet, and it's like they'll be getting a bonus. It'll be a big bonus, $50,000 bonus, and they are already thinking of how to spend it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, how about just bear with me? We wait until the money hits our account.
Yeah.
Then we go figure out how we're going to spend it. Why are you spending anything mentally even that you do not have yet?
Yeah.
You don't have it.
And again,
Not
it's,
yours to spend. You don't have it. You can't go buy it. Don't go put it on a line of credit and then I'll pay it off when the money
oh
comes in.
yeah, that's not
No,
good.
no, 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 no. You're telling me you can't wait another 2 months for something you haven't had for the last 40 years of your life, and you can't wait another 2 months to let the money hit your account? No. Pay for money, pay for stuff when you get the money.
Hmm.
Don't go buy a vehicle with an inheritance check that you haven't received yet.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No reason for you to do it. Don't go buy a condo with money you haven't received yet. No, don't. Just because you're gonna sell farmland, $5 million. Great, awesome. Don't go spend $1 million on another property until you have the money.
Yeah.
What,
And I
what
get
is?
it. I
I don't know
just
what the
want,
obsession is.
no, because I get it. It is hard. And again, it's like human nature. Once you know something is going to happen and it's getting close, of course, like you're like, don't even do it mentally. It's like you're asking a very impossible thing, I feel. Like, to be like, if you know you're getting
Okay,
$5
well,
million dollars, you're like, oh my
do
gosh.
it mentally. Don't do it physically.
Yeah.
Don't go do
For
it.
sure. And like again, it is, like you mentioned, the property thing. It's hard when like opportunities and stuff, like I can understand why people would do it in those kinds of situations, like, but again, all of this is tied to like the problem with, I just want people to be aware of the decisions that they're making, why they're doing it. Is it a good idea? Like, just, yeah, to have that awareness. And this stuff stresses me out, to be honest. Like, to know that people are out there financing their
You know,
Starbucks, I'm like, oh
yeah,
my goodness, we're in trouble.
I have a brother who makes me sick. So he no, not they don't. I
You need to
no.
rephrase that.
I have no. I okay. So it was a post. It was a post. He was with his significant other, and they showed a picture of like a very expensive store, like a very famous store
Mhm.
that does watches, and it was like a joke. And they're like, I asked if they did Klarna, could Klarna this or something like that.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, and they do $20,000, $30,000 watches.
yeah.
And I'm like, I get that it's a joke. I really hope it's a joke. I really, really hope it's a joke. I think people underestimate how much stress other people's finances give me when, like, especially for people that I care about. I'm just like, please, and I'm not close enough to be like, hey, like, tell me your financial details
Yeah.
at all. But I just really hope that they don't make those type of decisions, because I'm like, I get that it's fun, I get that you have it, it's new, etc., etc. Man, does it lead you down a dark path,
Hmm.
bad path, and it's like there is no way you should be financing any luxury item.
Hmm.
Just categorically, absolutely not. If it is a luxury item that you need to finance it, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
You simply can't afford it. Like, you might want to be able to afford it. You can't.
Yeah. You along with everybody else. Like, and
You can
again,
afford
it's
it
like,
when you can afford it.
yeah.
Like, when you have the cash, you have the net worth
Yep.
to do it. And I say you have the net worth, not the income. It don't
Yep.
matter. You have the net worth to do it. That's when you can afford it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all I had for this episode. I just wanted to throw it out there. It's a big topic right now, I think, and I would love to hear other people's thoughts. Have you used Klarna? Are you a frequent user? Are you stressed about it like me? Because I'm stressed for you. But yeah, we'll wrap up the episode there. So we'll see you in the next one.
What's the next one about? Next one was...
Oh, yeah. Right. I think we're doing something that we do.
Oh, yeah. It was the risk management and insurance. So we'll just review how we determined what our insurance coverage should be and how we manage risk mainly from an insurance point of view. And this goes directly back to cash flow management. So you'll see why this is one of hundreds of reasons why you must master cash flow management if you want to be successful financially. It is something that, well, you don't need to master it. You need to be good at it. If you want to reach big goals and big dreams, you need to master it.
Yeah.
If you want to look back and say, hey, I aligned my spending with my values, you need to master it. So
yep.
Anyway, yeah, so next
episode. And that will be back to our regularly scheduled production. Trey will be back in the main chair next time.
Perfect. Well, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Plain English Finance Podcast. Tré Bynoe, Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Investment Manager, is a financial planner with TC Wealth Management and Aviso Wealth. You should always consult with your financial, legal, and tax advisors before making changes. This podcast is provided as a general source of information and should not be considered personal investment advice or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The views expressed are those of the individual and are not necessarily those of Aviso Financial Inc. Mutual funds and other securities are offered through Aviso Wealth, a division of Aviso Financial Inc.